They skipped my baby shower for my sister's cat's birthday. It's her first baby too, Mom said. Duly noted, I replied. Next day, she tried to charge $2,500 to my card. I froze everything and blocked them all. Mom cried. My sister begged. The cat meowed. And then I did it. You're being dramatic, Claire, Mom said, setting down the phone like she just finished negotiating world peace. It's just a baby shower. We'll make it up to you. My baby shower, I said slowly. My first baby. Your first grandchild. And it's Rachel's first too, she snapped. Technically, a cat is not a child. From across the room, my sister Rachel gasped, hand flying to her chest like I just insulted a royal. How dare you! You know how much Whisker means to me. I should have hung up right then. I should have known better. But something in me still believed I could get through to them, that they'd realize how ridiculous this was. They scheduled an actual birthday party. Hats, cake, customized meowgaritas for Rachel's Persian cat, on the same day as my baby shower. The date I'd sent out 3 months ago. And the worst part? They all went. Every single one of them. Even Aunt Pearl, who once said she was allergic to fur and fake people. My Uncle David, my cousins, even Mom. She posted a group selfie with Whisker, wearing matching tiaras. The caption? Celebrating our littlest family member's first birthday. First babies are special. No mention of me, or my pregnancy, or the fact that I was sitting in a tiny cafe with 3 friends and a half-eaten Costco cake, pretending I wasn't waiting for anyone else to show up. The next morning, I got a notification on my phone. My card had been declined. I checked the statement. A $2,500 charge attempt for a Meow and Me pet photoshoot package. Guess who had tried to put it through? Yep, Mom. When I called her, she sounded offended. You always said you'd help with family stuff. It's not like I'm buying a yacht. I said I'd help, not fund a cat's modeling career. Well, you've got that nice baby bonus, don't you? She snapped. It's not like you're poor. I hung up, froze every account they had access to, changed passwords, called my bank, blocked them all. That night, Mom called 12 times. My sister texted, You're being cruel. Whisker didn't do anything. And she was right. Whisker didn't do anything, but I did. And they were never going to see it coming. You know what's wild? I was the good one. The helper, the fixer, the responsible sister. The one who paid the deposit when Dad's credit got denied. The one who lent Mom $1,200 for a dental surgery that turned out to be Botox. The one who sent Rachel $600 last Christmas when she said her car broke down. Only to find out later it was for a tattoo of Whisker in a tiara. That cat has more ink than I do. And still, I showed up. Every holiday, every birthday, every emergency. I was family, right until I got pregnant. Then suddenly, I was selfish, secretive, unfair for not involving Rachel more in the process. Apparently, she had always wanted to be an aunt. She just didn't want to show up for the baby shower. Let me paint you a picture. 2 weeks before the party, Rachel sends me this video. Whisker in a tiny pink tutu, walking across a table decorated with pastel balloons. Caption: Can't wait for Whisker's big day. April 6th is going to be iconic. I stared at my screen like it was in another language. April 6th, my shower. I texted her, You know that's the day of my baby shower, right? She replied with 3 laughing emojis and, Oops, totally spaced. But it's Whisker's first birthday, Claire. That only happens once. I waited for the joke. It never came. I called Mom. She sighed. Claire, honey, don't start drama. Rachel's going through a lot right now. What does that have to do with her cat's birthday taking priority over my baby shower? Then she dropped it. Whisker's her first baby, too. That was the moment I knew I was alone in this. But I didn't cancel the shower. I moved it, rented a small venue, did everything myself, invited everyone again, sent reminders. Out of 47 invites, 6 people showed up. One of them was the lady from work I barely talked to. The rest? They were all at the cat's party. I know this because they posted everything. My aunt filming Whisker blowing out a candle on a cake that said, 1 year of perfection. My cousins doing shots with Rachel, all wearing cat auntie shirts. Even my grandma was there, holding a wine glass and wearing cat ears. My baby didn't get a single gift from them. Not a card, not even a message. But Whisker? Whisker got a Swarovski crystal collar. Let that sink in. After I froze the card, Rachel exploded. "You embarrassed Mom," she texted. "We were counting on that booking. It was a surprise for Whisker's birthday." Guess what? The Meow and Me photo shoot was the crown jewel of the event. "You're bitter because nobody showed up to your boring party," she wrote next, followed by, "Your hormones are making you unreasonable." And finally, "You owe us an apology." I blocked her. A few hours later, a fake account commented on my pregnancy announcement. "You should get your priorities straight before bringing a kid into this world." Guess who spelled priorities wrong? Rachel. A week later, she posted a story. A close-up of Whisker curled on her lap with text overlay. "Some people don't deserve family, but cats always know who loves them." Then my credit score dropped. Someone tried to open a store card in my name. Shipping address, my parents' house, sloppy, but enough to make me check every account. And that's when I saw it. My emergency savings. The one I'd opened the month I found out I was pregnant, had weekly withdrawals scheduled, linked to a PayPal under the name Grace Wiscom, Grace Whisker Mom. Over $1,800 was already gone. I remembered the day she used my laptop to check Pinterest recipes. She'd set it up herself. I took screenshots, flagged everything, froze the account. Then I posted a story of my own. A photo of my baby's ultrasound. Caption: "This little one will grow up knowing love doesn't come with conditions, price tags, or matching tiaras." That night, Mom came to my door crying. She said Rachel hadn't eaten, that the financial stress was hurting her mental health, that the baby shower drama had broken the family. She handed me an envelope. Inside, a printed invoice. Rachel wanted reimbursement for the cat party, venue rental, cake, decorations. $4,127.65. She deserves something. Mom said. "It was a beautiful party." "Then she can sell Whisker's diamond collar," I replied. I handed her the envelope and walked her to the door. She turned at the threshold and said it. "You don't get to opt out of family, Claire." I looked her dead in the eye. Then I guess I was never really in it. The next morning, Dad left a voicemail. "You're hurting your mother. This baby's already turning you into someone cold. Be careful who you become." Rachel posted a picture of Whisker sitting in a baby stroller. Caption: "Still the only baby that matters." That was it. They thought I'd fold, that I'd cry and come crawling back. They didn't know what I had. Not just screenshots, not just the PayPal trail, but audio, texts, emails. A hard drive I hadn't touched in years, but I remembered what was on it. They thought I'd be silent. They didn't know I was about to turn the volume all the way up. The restaurant was too nice for what was about to happen. White tablecloths, jazz playing, waiters in pressed shirts refilling water glasses like nothing could explode here. They thought it was a peace talk. I let them. Mom picked the place. A French bistro in Midtown. Said she wanted it neutral. Said she wanted to heal. I booked the private back room. Said I wanted space. What I didn't say was that I wanted walls to echo when the T-Mom hit. They walked in 10 minutes late. Mom in a cream sweater and fake pearls. Dad puffed up like a man who still thought he ran the room. Rachel in full drama mode. Oversized sunglasses indoors, even though it was cloudy. And that fake innocent look on her face like she was about to cry on cue. No one hugged me. No one said congrats or asked about the baby. They sat down like we were settling a bill. I waited. Let the silence get awkward. Then Mom opened. "Claire, I just want to say things got out of hand. We never wanted this. But you've been cruel." Dad nodded. "Blocking your own family. That's not you." Rachel sipped from her wine like she was in a movie. "This has been devastating." I tilted my head. "You mean like using my card for $20,500 of Whisker content without asking? That kind of devastation?" Rachel blinked. "I already apologized for that." "No, you didn't," I said flatly. "You got caught." Mom jumped in. "We're here to move on, not to rehash mistakes. I pulled out my phone and tapped twice, set it down on the table, one beep, a speaker turned on, and her voice filled the room. Rachel. If Claire knew how easy it was to pull money from her bank, she'd lose her mind. But she's too busy nesting to notice. The room froze. That was her voice. Clear, cocky, sharp. Rachel's face went pale. I was venting, she said. That was taken out of context. Context? I asked. Here's more context. I tapped again. Rachel. She's going to raise another broken human and expect applause. You know she cried because no one showed up to her baby thing? Like, sorry, your uterus isn't trending, girl. Mom's fork clattered. Dad stared at his hands. Rachel looked like she might throw up. I leaned forward. I wasn't planning to play this cheese. But then Rachel accused me of lying. Again. She opened her mouth. I held up a hand. No, you don't speak yet. I do. I reached into my bag and pulled out the hard drive, set it on the table like a final proof. Recognize this? Rachel blinked, confused. That's mine, she said quietly. Where did you... You left it in my apartment. Remember when you crashed for a few days after the Vegas trip? You said your laptop was full. I turned to Mom and Dad. You remember when she said I hacked her laptop and threatened her? That she was scared of me? They nodded slowly. Check this. I pulled out a small remote, hit play on the wall. The screen lit up. I'd booked the room with a projector. A folder opened. Family/Claire. Fake screenshots. One by one they appeared. Photoshopped texts from me to Rachel with fake threats, obviously edited. Spliced audio clips, her voice memos twisted to make me sound aggressive. You could hear the jumps. A note titled, How to Make Claire Look Irrational If She Turns on Me. Rachel lunged forward. You're violating my privacy. Really? I raised an eyebrow. You want to talk about privacy? I clicked again. A new tab. PayPal statements. $1,847.22 withdrawn from my account under shared groceries. Rachel, that's not what it looks like. I tapped once more. An email from Rachel to her friend Lexi. Whisker's birthday is going to bankrupt Claire, and she won't even know until May, LOL. Silence. Then my dad stood up. That's enough. I stood too. Oh, we're just getting started. I turned to my mom. You tried to justify all of this. Said Rachel was going through a lot. So let me ask you, what was she going through when she used my credit to buy herself a new iPad? Or when she called me unreasonable for getting pregnant alone? Mom looked down at no words. Rachel stood now too. You're insane! You're ridiculous! You're tearing us down! That's not love! I stared at her. I'm not trying to tear anyone down. I'm trying to stop you from climbing over me to stay afloat. Then I nodded toward the door. And he walked in. Trevor, Rachel's ex. The one she painted as dangerous. The one she claimed disappeared after doing something too awful to name. He looked calm, cold, carrying a folder. Rachel took a step back. What is he doing here? Trevor didn't look at her, just handed the folder to my dad. Inside, his statement, his bank screenshots, messages from Rachel threatening to ruin his career if he dumped her. A copy of the restraining order she never told anyone he filed. Dad turned the page slowly. Mom peeked over his shoulder. Rachel was shaking. This is a setup, she screamed. This is harassment. Trevor finally looked at her. You told your family I hurt you. You told my job I was unstable. You posted my baby pictures and tagged them, Hatch, the villain she invented. I stayed quiet, but not anymore. She burst into tears. Real ones, or maybe not. Who knows with her? Mom finally broke the silence. This can't be real. I turned to her. You always said Rachel needed protection. Maybe you were right. But you never asked who she needed protection from. Then I looked at Dad. You once said I was cold for cutting you off. He nodded slowly. Well, just know this. The next time you tell people you have 2 daughters, you're lying. I picked up the hard drive, slid it back into my bag. Rachel sobbed. You're destroying us. No, I said. You did that. I just turned on the lights. I turned to Trevor. Thanks for coming. He nodded once and left. I looked at my parents one last time. Say hi to the cat, Rachel, I said as I walked to the door. You'll have plenty of time to bond. Then I left. And this time, no one followed me. They thought I was done, that the restaurant scene, the projector, the X, the audio bombs, was the grand finale. It wasn't. That was just Act 1, because I knew them. They go into hiding, regroup, and then launch something new. Lie louder. Play the victim, twist everything, so I moved first. That weekend, I filmed a video. Not dramatic. No crying, no yelling. Just me in my living room. Neutral lighting. Calm voice. The ultrasound photo in a frame behind me. A few months ago, my family skipped my baby shower to celebrate my sister's cat's birthday. That was just the beginning. I walked viewers through it. The photoshopped threats, the stolen money, the spliced audio, the PayPal trail, Rachel's ex-boyfriend's folder. Everything, no names, just facts, no faces, just screenshots, no revenge, just evidence. At the end, I said, "This video isn't for sympathy, it's a warning. Because some people will call it love while they're draining you dry. And they'll say you've changed when you stop letting them." Hit upload. Within 48 hours, it had 320,000 views. A week later, it crossed 1 million. Comments poured in. My mom did the same to me. Thank you for speaking up. Skipped your baby shower for a cat. This isn't a family, it's a cult. Tag yourself. I'm Whisker. Then came the messages. Journalists, therapists, content creators asking for collabs. And the DMs. So many DMs. People begging me to tell more. People sending their own horror stories. I started a channel. No More Favorite Daughters. The first merch drop. A white hoodie. Simple black text. First babies matter. Even human ones. It sold out in 4 hours. That's when my mom resurfaced. She posted a 4-paragraph Facebook status. It's so sad when one lie destroys a lifetime of love. My daughter is very pregnant and very emotional. Pray for us. I didn't reply. Then Rachel posted a TikTok. Crying filter in a dark room. Holding Whisker. Some sisters carry babies. Some carry rage. The comments roasted her alive. The next day, I got a cease and desist letter. Typed in Word, no lawyer signature. Accused me of emotional slander and destruction of character. I posted that, too. Caption. Apparently telling the T-mom is now illegal. Who knew? People lost it in the comments. Emotional slander? Tell Whisker to get a lawyer. If you get sued, blink twice and we'll crowdfund. The video hit 1 million views in 36 hours. I got 2 podcast invites, a brand deal from a maternity skincare company, and a handwritten note from a woman in Florida who wrote, "Your story helped me leave after 14 years of being that emergency contact, but never the invite. I'm out. Thank you." I cried over that one. Meanwhile, I was building a new apartment. 2-bedroom, sunny, real hardwood floors. A baby registry, public. Thousands of strangers sent gifts. One note said, "Your baby deserves a village. Since your family didn't show up, we did." And the best part? Remember the savings account Rachel tried to drain? I turned it into a scholarship fund for single pregnant women starting over. First grant, $1,847.22, the exact amount she stole. I named it the Whisker Fund. Subheading, because first babies matter. Mom saw it. How do I know? Because she emailed me from a burner account with the subject line, "You've gone too far." The message just said, "What happened to privacy and forgiveness?" I didn't reply. Then Rachel sent one too. "I was just hurt. That's why I said those things. Whisker misses you." I replied, "Good. He's the only one I might forgive." And then I blocked her again. 2 days later, a woman from the local paper reached out. She'd seen the video, said they were doing a piece on modern estrangement, wanted to include my story. I asked what the headline would be. She said, "When blood isn't family and the internet is." I said yes. The article came out a week later. Guess whose photo they used? Rachel's, in a tiara, holding Whisker. Publicly posted. Fair use. Mom called it a lie. My dad threatened to sue. I posted a screenshot of the article. Caption, still waiting on that lawsuit. In the meantime, baby bump update coming tomorrow. First babies matter. And I smiled, because they couldn't stop it now. They started this story. I just finished it. I gave birth on a Tuesday. Quiet room, clean air, no drama. My best friend held my hand. The nurse cried before I did. And when they put him on my chest, my son, perfect, loud, alive, I exhaled everything. I didn't think about Rachel or Mom or Whisker and his little crown. I thought about how good it felt not to owe anyone in that room a single thing. His name is Bob. Not after anyone. Not because of a family name or a legacy or some forced tradition. Just because it felt strong. Fierce. Mine. I didn't tell anyone in the family. Not even after I got home. Not after I posted a photo of Bob's little fingers wrapped around mine with the caption, "He's here and we're safe." That post hit 200,000 likes in a day. Strangers from 5 continents sent messages. Someone crocheted him a blanket with little lions on it. Another sent a children's book called When the Village Finds You. I didn't cry until the 3rd night. Not because I was overwhelmed, because it was quiet. And I realized, for the first time in my life, I didn't owe anyone an explanation. Mom tried to come back. She sent a voice note. No congrats, no how are you, just, I hope you remember that no matter what you say, blood is blood. You'll regret keeping us out. I didn't reply, just forwarded it to the woman from the newspaper. They were doing a follow-up piece. Estranged grandparents, the other side of the coin. I figured they could use some fresh material. Then came the card, a physical envelope. No return address. Inside, he deserves a grandma. Taped to it, a photo of Whisker wearing a big cousin bandana. I actually laughed out loud. Then I put it in Bob's memory box. Under clown moments. The next week, my phone buzzed. Unknown number, voicemail. It was my dad. Look, I don't care what you think, but if that baby ever wants to know his grandfather, I'll be here. Then he added, just make sure he knows who helped build this family. I smiled, opened my banking app, took a screenshot of all the withdrawals I'd made for them over 5 years. Every bill, every Venmo, every monthly emergency. I posted it to my story. Caption, he'll know. Don't worry. He'll know exactly who built what. Then I did one last thing. I changed my number. Not just changed it. I printed a little card with my new contact info. Sent it to the few people who mattered. Under the number, a tagline. This number is no longer in service, just like me. On Bob's 1-month milestone, I hung a little frame in his nursery. It doesn't say family or love or any of that Pinterest stuff. It says, you were wanted, you were chosen, you were born from fire, and you'll never be fuel for it. I did one more thing. I even bought a domain to tell the story. People found it, and they stayed. On it, my video, a message, a grant application for single moms, and a section called Pet Parties Don't Replace People. And right at the bottom, a photo of Whisker and his tiara. Caption, no cats were harmed in the making of this redemption arc, but a few egos were. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not bitter. I'm clean. They no longer get to name me, drain me, or frame me. They get nothing, no updates, no invitations, no access. They chose a cat over a child. So I chose peace over performance. And guess what? Bob slept through the night last night, and I did too.